Hello, Serge here from the back porch. We have basically a great story that has, I guess we could say, an answer that needs to come out of it. And so I don't really have right here who wrote this comment, but our story. But it's a little long, but it's worth really covering. It starts off by, it says, "I think I have found out why lately I have been stinking up the course and feel like I was regressing in some areas of my game that I thought I was actually making progress. I have noticed that I have been striking the ball extremely well when I am in my backyard chipping and when I'm on the range. I have videotaped my swing and feel that I am getting extremely close to what Don is teaching. The ball is actually going where I am aiming for the most part while playing with my old set of clubs. Now I was on the course with my new set of clubs. Although I was striking the ball well, I could not place the ball where I was aiming and kept hooking the ball about 30 yards, hitting big hooks about 30-yard draws, and I guess likely pulls also, to the left, as I am a right-hander. I got the clubs for Christmas and decided to break them in and play a few rounds with them. All of a sudden, the last 3 rounds I played went downhill. I lent a club to a fellow golfer who asked if you could check them out. He hit several shots with 3 of my clubs and asked me if I recently had my grips changed, and I told him that I didn't since purchasing them. Keep in mind that I had allegedly fitted for me by the pro at a major chain store. The golfer pointed out that on all of my irons, my grips were slightly off and in the closed position. He suggested I go back and get another professional fitting. He lent me one of his clubs, which I hit low, and behold, it went exactly where I was aiming. He also commented on how comfortable I'd look while swinging and asked if I'd taken any lessons." He goes on, and he said that when he got everything fixed, he even picked up approximately another 8 yards with his irons. Well, and that's because the fact is, once you hit the ball higher and straighter versus low pulls and pull hooks, the ball's sniping and going offline more. And so better launch angle, better spin, and straighter is definitely going to go farther. So the big thing we look at here is 2 points. Number one, many golf clubs that are built and sold through the big discount stores, and in most cases, I think most of your clubs, they're going to have what they call a reminder grip. It's a little rib that is placed inside on the underside of the grip, and that reminder grip is for you to feel it and remember that it should be seated through your fingertips in your middle joint in your top hand, left hand for right-handers, and when you crimp your fingers and drop it in there, it's in that seed, and when that's there, if the grip was put on correctly, as you can see, my grip comes down and Golf Pride is right here in the front, and I put my fingers over, it's right on the top, and I hold the club up that it's straight. But if all you're doing is feeling the seed in your hands, and the grip is put on crooked and to the shut side, and you don't really know it, you could be having a lot of problems with that grip. And so sometimes the grips will twist a little bit, but you always just hold the head and twist it like this. If the grip isn't twisting, then that means that grip was put on crooked. So number one, I recommend that at least to all my good players, and I really say it to everybody, I don't like reminder grips. I think, they might help somebody that's really working on their grip, but once you finally get your grip down pat and you have a good grip, I don't like a reminder grip, because if I ever want to slightly hood the club to get a little draw, or make sure the ball's going to turn over a little, try and go back, make sure I stay down the left side of a fairway with a tee ball, or hit an iron and the pin's in the back left, and I can make sure that the ball kind of turns to the flag a little bit, I might just do it by turning my hand. So, or opening the club if I'm trying to fade one a little bit or cut it into the right. So the point is if I have these reminder grips and I do that, the club's not seated right in my hand, it doesn't feel right, I think that tremendously reduces the probability of me having and making a good golf swing because it doesn't feel right. So I don't like reminder grips, and I think most of us would be better off once you have gotten yourself a very good grip to not use reminder grips. I think that the other point that's really needs to be made here about the grips being off, once we've checked to make sure that they're not loose or that your head's not loose, and again, like I said, just hold either end, is I think we need to really check this with our putters, especially if you're putting with a putter with a flat top where both thumbs lay on top. And I mean, I've seen this at golf schools time and time again. I stand behind a player putting, and I can see the putter's closed, and I just pick their putter up, I put my thumbs, close my eyes, put my thumbs on it, and raise it up, and it's shut open. And so you need to check your putter out. If you feel like you're hitting a lot of pulls or leaving it off to the right, and you're making a good swing, check your putter grip, and that it's on square. That's why many fitters, many times, especially with putters, they'll put the grip on and they'll let the player, if he's there, set his putter grip down to make sure it's kind of where he likes seeing it and seeing the face. Okay? Well, that's it about grips. Check your grips, make sure they're on square, make sure that when you hold them up, the club face is square. And from the back porch, that's the Surge for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.